So referee reappears on the playing surface now. Still in conversation with another member of the match officials team. And then a signal is given to the assistant on the far side, and we are finally about to see the resumption of play here. Well, normally we'd be 10 minutes away from the end of the game.
Right.
And now we are just starting play again, having seen 9 minutes play in this second period. Little. Back to Ramirez. And Singh Holden gets his first touch, the substitute. And then the ball is played across the back. And goalkeeper Null over the halfway line. And there's Guntner in midfield. Tidies things up. And supporters back in the side. Wes Anderson back into his own half. Ramirez. Following with the little looping header out towards the far side. Ball kept in play by Pavlovic. Sereur loops the header into the path of Wes Anderson. I'm not entirely sure whether you've been able to see or hear us for the last few minutes. We carry on talking regardless, right? And we've just had the thumbs up to say we can definitely see and hear us now. So if you couldn't see and hear us for the last few minutes, then absolute apologies. It's been a tough last 20 minutes, it's fair to say. Do you know what? I've commentated on loads of Premier League games, I've commentated on international matches, but tonight has been as stressful as any game I've ever done in 30 years of this, Matt. Please don't ask me back again.
Oh. No, we actually want you to come back sometime, but we appreciate it. This is one of the tougher ones I've done.
Yeah. So anyway, we have a game of football to describe now, which is what we wanted all along, obviously. Somebody's putting a mobile phone in front of me. If only I could read without my glasses on, then we'd be okay. Right, okay. There's an incredible reason for the delay, and it's to do with somebody being in the bathroom, in the restroom, as you guys describe it. I think that's right. Yeah.
In the loo, yes.
So one of the players, let's be straightforward about this. One of the players was in the toilet, which is why the game couldn't get going again. Do you know what? We've had it all tonight. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
And it's not over yet. Obviously, there's a long way to go. Right. So we've had the serious moments, and now we've had the lighter moments as well. Now we hopefully have a game that we've played successfully to its conclusion without further incident, as Pavlovic chases the ball over to the far side touchline. The additional time board is, I hope it's got plenty of digits on it this evening. He's going to be doing some heavy lifting as Little plays a ball to Sereur, who's got space to run at the defence here. And with Sereur, plays a little ball into the penalty area. He's caught, but the challenge is made to strike the ball first. Then the ball is delivered in. And cleared as far as Marino. Zach Marino tries to wriggle his way towards the touchline, cuts the ball back, doesn't find Anderson. Pressure remains on that penalty area. Oh, that's a good idea from Pavlovic. It was a cross-come shot, and if Sereur had been on his toes there, maybe there was an opportunity for him right in front of goal.
That's going to lead to a goal kick for
those always look much closer than they appear way up here, but imagine that Sereur, that would have been a great opportunity for him to get the third one.
You can see it again as the ball was whipped into the middle.
Here it is. It couldn't have been by too much. Just missed him.
Sereur chases the ball here and is penalised, I think, for pushing the back on his opponent. So CF10 have quickly taken the free kick. Tyler Little gets in typically combative form. Now then, that's a great turn from Anderson. Little's read it well, carries the ball into the penalty area. Oh, he's brought down. This has got to be a red card, and it's got to be a penalty kick, surely. Where was that adjudged to have taken place? The referee looks to his assistant for assistance there. Where is that going to be given? Because the referee stands on the edge of the penalty area. Oh, this isn't going to happen again, is it, to the home team here? A yellow card. I'm actually quite surprised by that. Surely that was the last man back with the player through on goal. Now the next conversation surrounds the positioning of the free kick stroke penalty kick here. It looks like it's going to be right from the edge, pretty much from the edge of the penalty area.
The free kick will be taken just outside the box.
We can see now the value of the instant replay.
It's a great through ball pass in, and then here comes Little on his horse. Tries to bring it in, and let's see if he's right on the line here, and he's maybe just outside. The line, the AR, excuse me, on the other side there, held his ground, did not put the flag between his legs, which usually indicates a penalty kick to the signal to the center. But it just outside, and let's see if Fort Worth can devise something here to get that third one.
Well, absolutely. They deserve something from this moment. So Rio Ramirez. Little it is. Oh, he's hit the foot of the post. Great strike. Keeper was nowhere near it. But the post thwarts Vaqueros' ambitions to establish a 2-goal lead in this game. That all-important next goal just will not come. The goal that you really feel will win the game, frankly. But it's just not happening. Maybe now. Great header. Anderson into Guntner. Guntner plays it into Sarer. Sarer is pushed away from goal. Tries the drive anyway. And it's cleared behind for a corner kick.
You can see this here. Little decides to take the kick. It was either going to be Ramirez in front of that 5-man wall, and the two posts in the crossbar are the goalie's best friend, and this one came up to shake his hand. Too bad for the Vaqueros.
Corner kick. Header won by Moreno, of all people. The smallest man out there. Got up really well to meet that one, but unfortunately couldn't direct his header towards goal. Behind it goes. Well, technically, we've got 2 minutes of this game remaining. Believe me, we haven't. It's a goal kick. And it is the goalkeeper who's played so well for the away side, Wirt, who takes it. So looking lively in these last few minutes. And then a foul is given for the challenge on Tyler Little in another midfield battle there. He's had a good game, hasn't he, Little?
He has, especially getting out in front. He's used his body well to try to win balls in the middle, and he's been a great asset for Fort Worth tonight.
Putting a proper good shift in there. And there's, he's going to have to do more of that, because as we've mentioned, the clock says one thing, but will tell you another. There's a long way to go in this one. Barbie with a cross. Moreno was on the edge of the box. Flag is raised for an offside. And that will be a free kick to CF10, just inside the penalty area. Taken short, taken quick. Gunther goes into the midfield to try and win it for Vaqueros. CF10 it is, who moved the ball forward. Picked up comfortably by Riley McFarland. And now, that's an overly ambitious ball there. Melbourne, but Price Anderson's going to get to that one. Again, another moment where just that key ball. We've seen a couple of instances where the right ball's been played in behind that defence in this last few minutes. And with the, there's good pace up there, and good strength up there for Vaqueros this evening. So we need to make sure they exploit that in the minutes that remain in this game. How many minutes? Well, we're about to find out. Ball cleared over the far side touchline, sliced rather there, so that will be a throw-in taken quickly by CF10. Keep our eyes peeled for the board down below. Megan will be watching whether the board is being shown as well down there. But we're actually past the 90-minute mark, which is when it should have gone up, isn't it?
Yeah.
this is actually quite important to know how long is left in this game. So hopefully at some point, our fourth official, who stands immobile at the moment, will help us with that one. In the meantime, great chance for the away side, and a great save that prevents an equalising goal. As Morrison found himself in space in the penalty area. Arguably should have done better, but no question, keeper Null has done really well for Vaqueros again there.
Well, this was a point-blank shot right on the 18. You see the build-up here for CF10. That's Ojima over to Morrison, and he has a shot at Null there with his big right foot, able to save that one.
Doesn't matter how you keep them out, you just got to keep them out. The corner comes to nothing. But there's a moment, there's the moment to remind the Vaqueros that this game needs to be won still. And CF10, who were so far off it in the first half, but still came up with an equaliser right on the interval, are still a threat in this game. And this game, with its 26.5 minutes just under remaining, requires Vaqueros to go in pursuit of another goal, as they're doing here. Tried to play the ball Anderson through for Serreur, but it's held up in a crowd of players. As, we'll hear maybe from Megan in a moment about the possibility of another change being made by Vaqueros as the ball comes over the near side touchline. Megan able to have a word with the substitute. So Megan, who's coming on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey, looks like substitution gonna number 13, Constant, coming in for Serreur, as well as Chandler Brookins.
So Chandler Brookins joins the action, and Michael Constant will follow him. Thanks for that, Megan. Quite busy in terms of substitutions in the remaining stages of this game, with Houston having played as well last night.
Looks like number 18.
McFarland is the man coming off.
It's McFarland, 15.
So Michael Constant will go straight into the centre of defence there, won't he?
Yes,
It's a like-for-like swap. I think he was probably quite unlucky not to get the nod for the start in this game.
Brought to you by our official substitution sponsor, Cowtown
So
Nutrition.
he joins the action.
Cowtown Nutrition is a health food nutrition shop located at 5430 River Oaks Boulevard.
Brookins has come to join the action as well. What will he offer then, Matt?
Well, Brookins has been almost like a super sub. Most of these situations, he brings a lot of energy and scored 2 goals this season coming in at the second half. So maybe we're looking for some offense and some defense with Constant able to play in that role.
Well, it's a game that's delicately poised. 24 minutes to go here. There's only one in it. The next goal crucial, and the offside flag is raised to thwart the ambitions. Well, it was a fine finish, wasn't it, from Andreas Guntner? But I think he knew. It was an offside.
These last few trips down, they have been pulling that last man. They've been trying to trap, which is not the best idea, really. You keep the referee involved in your result, but it seems like they've been slowing down and waiting for the Vaqueros to just run by them.
Well, won back by Zach Marino. Bit of space for Price Anderson. Needs support. Frustrated with the ball, and no wonder he's given it away. And now the counter-attack is on as Nunn heads towards and into the penalty area. Good work by Constant. His first intervention in the game is significant, and a nice little ball, clever ball. That's not so. They're the dangerous balls that really are what the Vaqueros have got to cut out of the game here. Do not present the opposition with an opportunity. Long ball over the top, sails aimlessly into that CF10 half. And I think from Coach Marola's perspective, this game is probably way too exciting, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Play the ball over the middle, especially in your defensive third, is kind of a no-no. And so we're a couple instances of that tonight that the Vaqueros have been very lucky that CF10 Houston hasn't capitalized on.
This is a nice move by the away side. Worked it well out to the far side. Nice control by Julio Ramirez. Guntner, contender perhaps for man of the match as far as Vaqueros are concerned, mind you. There's a long way to go in this one yet.
Yep.
Technically, we're now moving into the final quarter of the game. So we didn't need the fourth official because we can work out from the Castleberry Lions scoreboard clock in the far corner that there are 22 minutes remaining. Marino pushes up towards that byline. What's he got here? He's got nothing here for his efforts. It's a goal kick.
These 15 minutes since the restart, Vaqueros have generally been attacking well. Started to play better, a little better than Houston, and that, you know, you can't say enough about the situation of them playing last night, then having a half, then having a stoppage again, then, I mean, you just, physically it might be difficult for some of these guys, and they haven't made a change yet.
No, they haven't, and they're going straight back tonight after the game as well, by the way.
Yep.
They had the opportunity to stay over, but they've decided to make the journey back to Houston. So they're going to be getting back in very much in the early hours of tomorrow morning, aren't they?
Yes.
Hopefully, after a miserable journey. In the sense that they've lost the game, obviously. Price Anderson, halfway line. The two players link up. Guntner. Now Constant. And good work. Just a little heavy the touch from Tyler Little. Perhaps not the ball he particularly wanted in that midfield area, congested midfield area from Price Anderson. There's a CF10 man down and may require some attention, but the game goes on anyway. And now the referee spotted him and the whistle is blown and we'll have another stop.
Looks like Juan Cairo on the pitch here in the middle.
It's cramp, isn't it, that he's got?
He started to cramp. You can tell he was grabbing his, it looked like his left leg.
No wonder,
Left
given that players have been involved in 2 games in 2 days.
Yep.
The official team physical therapist, image performance therapy.
So more minutes to be added here. The complicated bit is going to be the minutes that are going to be added to the minutes, isn't it? Because not having had a time board go up to tell us how long remains in the game, we have only the scoreboard clock to work with. So at some stage we'll be completely in the dark from that perspective. Okay, Megan's got a time update. This is good news. Megan, help us. Megan is talking, but we're not hearing her. So we'll come back to Megan in a moment, because we all like to know. Okay, we're ready to go. Megan, what's the time update, please?
Right. Hi there. Yes. Talking to the fourth official here, he said that time did go ahead and stop, and they are going to just looking at what's on the scoreboard for the remaining of the game, and then extra time will be added from there.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I'm not going to say much more on that one, but they're using the scoreboard clock just like we are there now.
Yes, we are, yes.
Oh, that's going to be a yellow card for a handball against Price Anderson. Bit of a daft one, that, isn't it? He knows it as he walks away there. It's just the frustration of losing possession, stretch out an arm, grab the ball.
I don't see the benefit to him on that at all. It would be a free kick probably anyway, but to have a yellow attached to it's the proper play.
Keeper comes and catches comfortably. And Noel rolls the ball out short. Constant knocks it out wide. Andreas Guntner collides with the fence on the far side. And CF10 showing well at the moment as they keep the ball in the Vaqueros half.
I do believe they're playing with 10 still. I don't think we saw a substitution come on unless Cairo is back out there now, so they're full strength.
Yes, just been involved in the action there. Block Barbie. It's a better ball out from defence. Now then, Little, willing runner. not the worst that Vaqueros end up with a throw-in. They need to play more. They need to play all the game now in this half, don't they? That's the challenge here, is to keep the ball up that end of the pitch. Another change shortly to be made by Coach Marola. Before that, throw-in is down the line from Singholden. And then cleared back into touch for another Vaqueros throw.
Looks like Whale Kotun, number 8, going to come on here for the Vaqueros. He had his first action against Lubbock in their last match.
Just delaying the change as the ball goes into the penalty area. Picked up on the edge of the box by Little. Good effort. It's hit his own player, and then Rio Ramirez can't get his foot round the ball sufficiently to trouble the goalkeeper. And Bertie is, who carries the ball up towards the edge of the penalty box. He's actually a much busier goalkeeper in the first half than he has been thus far in the second half.
Yes, he has.
He has had to pick the ball out the back of the net again, though, significantly. And that's the difference between the two teams as we are in the final 17 and under minutes of this match now.
Coming in for the Vaqueros, number 8,
2-1 the scoreline. And the man I think we call Wale, is that right?
I believe so.
When he comes on here, will shortly be joining the action. And if Tyler Little is the man, yeah, it is Tyler Little who's coming off, and he can feel very satisfied with his night's efforts. Because he's been a real powerhouse in the middle there for Vaqueros. And he's applauded all the way to the near side touchline.
It appears they've made a change with Brookins up front as well, playing the left, and Bryce Anderson continuing to play the right side with Moreno playing the 8.
And Wiley's going to play down the right by the look of it, isn't
Looks
it?
like it.
As we get a view of over the fourth official's shoulder there, as another substitution is about to be made. This time it's going to be the away side, Houston, who make the change, and Hector Marin joins the game. And Juan Carrier, the man who was down with the cramp earlier, is the man who departs.
This is the 75th minute. The Vaqueros and Houston with substitutions. The substitution is brought to you by Cowtown Nutrition.
Pavlovic tries to emerge with possession of the ball. It's gone out of play. It's going to be a throw-in, which is much to his relief, I suspect, there, because there's the threat of an attack building as the ball broke out the group of players on that far side. So throw-in, that's a good one down the line from Pavlovic. That was a handball, surely there, hand raised, and the ball hit it, and it was important because it kept the ball away from Price Anderson. So I think this will be a free kick to Vaqueros here. Now this is one where you're going to load the box, aren't you, with the big lad, surely. Constant jogs forward, Anderson's in there. Just Singholden staying back. And now Wale is sent to retreat back. The ball is in from Ramirez. Moreno gets the header. It comes back out to Pavlovic to shoot! Oh, that's a strike! And that is a super goal! And Pavlovic with the celebration, and Pavlovic with a goal that may yet win the Vaqueros this game. 3-1.
What a strike with the left foot in Pavlovic. I think that, again, it looked like the goalie Wirt was probably shaded here by his own defense, but nonetheless, here we'll see it on the instant replay. This ball pinballs around after the free kick. Nice header, and then Pavlovic is right, a bomb right in the middle of the left side of the net.
No backlift, just struck the ball sweetly and found the gap between goalkeeper and post. And that left foot strike brings great reward and has put the Vaqueros in a real position of solidity in this game now. Nothing silly. Keep it like it should be. The flares are going off the opposite end of the ground behind the goal as the Hellfire guys, the Panther City Hellfire guys, the Vaqueros Ultra group celebrate that strike. They've been waving the flags making the noise. They told me last night they have lots of songs, so they'll be running through the full repertoire between now and the end of this game, I'm sure. 12.5 minutes remain here, and Vaqueros are 2 goals in the lead in what has been quite a struggle, quite a battle. We've had this lengthy delay in play as well, and we've seen loads of chances at either end. And another change made by Houston, and Davalilo comes on.
And number 2, Andreas Vaqueros.
And Acurera comes on as well. And he goes straight into the action. Socks already down.
All substitutions are brought to you by Cowtown Nutrition, the hydration specialist for your Fort Worth.
Now then, this is loose. Wale can drive forward for Vaqueros. Still going. Can't get the ball beyond the marking defender, but they'll settle with a throw-in, level the edge of that CF10 penalty area. And Singh Holden. Classic 80s mullet that he sports on this near side. There's a man just to my right-hand side who will appreciate that. As the ball goes into the near post area of the penalty box. Still in there for Rio Ramirez. Shot from close range! And it was Price Anderson who hooked it goalwards. And nobody could get on the end of it. And it goes behind, and it's a goal kick.
That's going to be a goal kick for Houston.
That is a nice mullet he's got.
Brought to you by Jim Zaylor.
Must be back in.
Yeah?
I used to have one myself many years ago.
Oh, the party in the front, and what is it? The party in the front and all business in the back. All right, that tells you I never had a mullet.
Still time.
There's still time. You're right. I'm lucky to have a good set of hair. You know, so
Life goals.
Good. Okay.
In the meantime, there's a corner kick for Fort Worth here.
It's going to be a corner kick for the Vaqueros.
Another change is about to be made.
From the southeast corner.
In fact, a couple of subs about to come on for the home team, but not before this corner kick is taken. Important moment of this game. 10 minutes to go. Into the penalty area. Heads up! Oh, that's a super goal that surely bags the points for the Vaqueros. And it's Guntner who emerges through the crowd to nod the ball powerfully into the back of the net. His second goal of the night. Vaqueros' 4th goal of the night. It's 4-1 here.
If this ball find Gunther's head for his second notch of the evening, and this is something else. Broke away from his defender and headed in the left corner of the net, right past Shea Ward. Would see the replay. This ball, a perfect one for someone who is 6 foot tall to be able to head in. The shot right in, right on the doorstep. 14, Hector Marin could not hold on to Gunther, and 4-1 Vaqueros, and the brown, or excuse me, the blue smoke is up again.
Yeah, the flares are going off behind the goal away to our left-hand side. Couple of changes made. And the man who's probably bagged the MVP award with that second goal, the headed goal there, Gunther, is one of those who's departed the action for a well-earned rest. And Cervantes comes on, a very important figure for this football club in its 10th anniversary year.
The 10th anniversary, especially a second brace of the season for Fort Worth, getting that.
So the second sub on as well. As the ball goes up in the air, and there's a real spring in the step now, isn't there? Maybe this is the CF10 really beginning to tire here. Just a little late tackle causes the referee to put the whistle to the mouth.
May have, well,
Remember, the second half has been brought to you.
I thought I saw the
by
AR's
Suites,
flag come up. We're not sure, but one way or the other, free kick for CF10 Houston.
Yeah.
If you need a staycation, the
So
Vaqueros have sent you.
we look and see whether there might yet be
Looks like substitution for
another
Houston
goal in the
coming
game. I think there
number
could be
6.
more goals in the game yet
Number 7.
for Vaqueros,
Number 6,
because
Cornelio
CF10
Lazo,
now,
number
they
7.
know which way this game's
Javier.
going, don't they? And
Yes,
they know
sir.
that their long coach journey home is not going to be a happy one, because they will have fallen to another defeat, second in 2 days. So the throw in on the far side. I should mention that the second substitute came on. Some confusion here because the numbering is not quite matching what we were told was going to happen beforehand. So it's Coleman who's come on. Joaquin Coleman is the second change in that last batch of substitutions that you saw. Cervantes and Coleman on for Vaqueros, who are defending here as another substitute joins the action. Ball pushed down that far side. Strong challenge. Wins the ball back well, Marino. Now it's stretched and there's a chance for Coleman to open things up. Misplaces his pass though. And then the ball is won by Conce on the far side. I'm now beginning to just look forward to the fact that I brought a couple of bottles of the famous Wrexham lager over to Fort Worth with me for Coach Marola. A little taste of home. And he's promised that we will open them in the event of a Fort Worth Vaqueros victory this evening. So
that is wonderful.
I suspect we may be 6 and a bit minutes away from looking forward to getting the bottle opener out here.
If we can't find one, we'll use our teeth, I guess. That's what we do in Texas sometimes.
I've heard about you guys. Ball out to this left-hand side. And still a little bit of defensive work to do, obviously, here. They won't want to let any semblance of an opportunity be given to the CF10 players in these closing stages. They look a weary outfit, no wonder. 2 games in 2 days, 2 defeats in 2 days, 6 goals conceded, only 1 scored, and still only 1 point on the board. And the captain there is allowed to do stuff like that at this stage of a game when you're 4-1 ahead. Maybe a little earlier and a little tighter, you might have said that was not great, but he did well.
He did well to get the ball to the other side in that movement, making the field wide as you would normally do at the end of a match, leading 4-1.
Which will be the best win of the season, unless Fort Worth can add to it and make sure they keep the opposition out as well. And the goalkeeper, we must not forget, made a very important save at the start of the second half when the score was all square at 1-1. And Knowles' tip over the top kept that the situation, and after that Vaqueros scored a goal, and they built from that platform. Good work by Coleman. Cervantes scoops the ball forward but can't pick out Wale. Joe Cervantes is, as we've mentioned, the guy who's been around here ever since this football club got going. So 10 years a player, still a great servant. Strong run down the far touchline that results in a throw-in being won.
Joe Cervantes is sporting some new boots tonight. Those big orange boots you see. You got Mr. V stitched in there.
Okay, right.
How about that?
As they often say at the level of football at which I still play, you've got to be a good player to wear boots like that.
Yeah.
In my case, that wouldn't be true. Throw in. Looped into the penalty area. Coleman with a header towards goal. Wasn't a bad effort, that. Goalkeeper at full stretch. Didn't get to it, but it went past the post anyway.
Goal kick for Houston, brought to you by the Law.
Made that one a little more interesting, I guess, at least for us up here.
Good interception. Vaqueros still full of running here, but then they've been buoyed by the fact that the goals have been flying in this final period of the game. We have that long break in the middle, which is why we're still playing here. And we're heading towards the very closing stages of this long evening. Hopefully, maybe even Ryland Sibley tuning in perhaps from, I guess, his hospital bed currently. If he is, we wish you all the very best and make sure that you're back in action as quickly as possible. Constant. Coleman keen to get involved, isn't he? Wants to make an impression here. One of those players who's found it hard to get into the action for Vaqueros this season. So next up it's a road trip, isn't it? Which is another tough test perhaps.
Well, they'll play the team here next Sunday. You get a little bit of a break. They'll play the team that beat CF10 Houston last night, West Texas FC.
And that's at this stadium. So that's there's an opportunity presenting itself to put more points on the board. Vaqueros will be on to 9 points at the end of this game this evening, which puts them right in the mix, really. There's a couple of other clubs on the same points total. I'm not sure what else has happened this evening elsewhere. Games in the league elsewhere tonight. But if they could just stay in the crowd, have a good second half with players who are now available to Coach Marola that weren't maybe available in the earlier stage of the season, and with man Cooper back involved in the action, hopefully very shortly. Important player as well. Our sometime colleague throughout the course of this evening here in the commentary box. It's a shame that there were two runners who'd set off in optimistic pursuit of that one. Neither was found. And that's the last sort of ball you want at the end of a long night. Days and 2 games in 2 days, isn't it?
You're looking at the wall so close to you, only 4 feet away. Sliding to save it, though. A great effort, nonetheless, with a minute to play.
Yep, showed willing. I mean, the commitment to these largely young players from both sides has been really, really good. It's been a proper game, this, and at various times it could have gone either way. It's going only one way now as we move into the final minute of regulation time. Actually, we're long past regulation time, aren't we? That's a distant memory, regulation time. We're in the final minute of the long extended period with a little bit more perhaps yet to be added on. And Megan will be right on the shoulder of the 4th official down there for the all-important information very shortly, I'm sure. Even as I say that, she leaps into action down below and tells us that we're still going off the time board. So does that mean that the whistle goes when we get down to 0, which it's going to do in 15 seconds time? Not before this free kick is taken, I hope, because this is a chance for another goal from Vaqueros. And I think there's one man who fancies his chances here. Coleman is ready to have a blast. Blast he does, straight into the wall. And he goes in to try and retrieve the situation. He's clattered his way through a crowd. He's brought down right on the edge of the box. The card's coming out. Is it in? Is it on the edge?
Inside the penalty area, but
I'm afraid Vaqueros just don't get PKs. PKs. You see what I did there?
I would call it a penalty.
I was doing that for you guys.
Yeah, a PK. A PK.
Anyway, it was an FK, not a PK, so it's all irrelevant. We are into. Oh, there we go. Megan is giving. Well, now then, Megan's putting 2 fingers up to me, which I think means there are 2 added minutes to go, and that's 2 minutes between Vaqueros and a big win here in all senses of it. Goal scored, points on the board, significant in terms of the potential that the second half of this Lone Star Conference League season offers. And what it does mean as well, which I'm sure Tony Marola will refer to when we speak to him shortly, is that Vaqueros have bettered last season's points total. That's correct.
With this win today with 5 wins, or 5 games remaining, 5 matches.
Significant progress is, there's potential for significant progress, isn't there? Vaqueros previously won the conference in 2019. And for those who don't know the system, there is a playoff system in place here where the top 4 teams qualify. And then you play against other conference winners if you move through that playoff system. And then there is a grand final, which is quite a big deal. And Denton Diablos are the one team from this Lone Star Conference League who've previously won that particular playoff final. So that's the point at which all the clubs in this league set up all across America, and there are 90, I think I'm right in saying.
I believe there are 100, exactly 100.
I'm wrong in saying, but above 90. So a good number of clubs are involved, and they all come together in that final. So listen, dare to dream. Free kick first. have to defend. Good header clear by Barbie, and the break is on. Last few seconds of this game. Wale. He might as well just keep going, keep going. That's what he's doing. Goalkeeper, he's going to come and clear. The goalkeeper has had such a good game in Wirt. Still finds himself beaten 4 times. Poor ball in a good position. And a late challenge as well, which results in a free kick, which is all a little unnecessary at this advanced stage. And indeed, that's the final whistle, and that has turned into a really good win for Fort Worth Vaqueros. It was tight at times, and one key save at the start of the second half when the score was all square at 1-1 proved important, because from that position, Gunther scored to make it 2-1. Then we had the lengthy break for the injury, and when the game resumed, it was Vaqueros who really did take control. Pavlovic to make it 3, and Gunther appeared in the box with a firm header to make sure that the points were going to be in the bag for Fort Worth Vaqueros this evening. The playoff dream remains alive here. The full-time scoreline, it's finished. Fort Worth Vaqueros 4, CF 10 Houston 1. And that has become a really good night.
It has. And Fort Worth, you know, after that, when it was 1-1, after that save that you'd mentioned that Nolan pushed it over, Fort Worth getting the lead goal almost immediately after that seemed to calm the players down some to me. And especially after they had the 2-1 lead and the stoppage time, all of that, they may have been able to regroup and get 2 more on the board.
Well, the players applaud the fans, and the fans return that applause, because both have played their part this evening. The support's been good for the home team. Those behind the goal at the far end have the flares going again, and they've done their bit. They've given their side noisy backing, and goodness me, does it make a difference. And so we are about to hear from somebody who I can guarantee you will best be described as a very happy coach.
Woo!
So the headphones are on. The coach is in position, and we can now ask Tony Marola for his thoughts at the end of what's been a long but a good night. Would that be right, Tony?
You cut out, Bryn, sorry, what was that?
It's been a long night, but ultimately it's been a good night.
It's been a good night, and then I think the biggest thing tonight is that the kid that got injured, Rylan Sibley, it was just like a precaution. So I think that's the biggest result tonight. Yeah, we won a game of football, but the biggest thing for me is that the kid's going to be all right. Because that first, I thought the way that he landed, it was going to be a lot worse than what it was. But thankfully, he's okay. And I said to the boys, you know, go out and perform. Let's go get this second half win. Let's go get the performance for him. And I thought we scored some good goals at key moments in the game when we were under the cosh a bit. But yeah, I'm always happy to win a game of football, Bryn, you know me.
Absolutely do. And to see Rylan in pain was a concern clearly for his teammates at that moment. They'd be anxious about that. I guess you had a job down there on the touchline to do to make sure that they were okay. A duty of care, if you like.
Yeah, I just said to the boys, just listen, you know, I tried to get away from him as quickly as possible, just so the medical team can do their job. And yeah, it was a little bit, you could tell there was a little bit of nervousness in the stadium. Everything went quiet. But yet, after a few minutes, once we realised he started moving around and his eyes, the boys realised he was going to be okay, and they were determined to go and get the results and the win for the second half.
And so 3 important points on the board as well.
Yeah, that was the whole objective before the game. You know, we would have took a 1-0, we would have took a 5-4. Probably would have given me a few more grey hairs, if I'm honest, if it was 5-4. But yeah, it was all about collecting the 3 points today, and yeah, we've achieved what we wanted to do.
So we get to open those bottles of Wrexham Lager tonight, don't we, Tony?
I do. I'm not sure what you're having, but yeah, no, they'll taste even better tonight.
Well done, good win. Well done, Coach.
Hey, it's the socks, Bryn.
It's the lucky socks, of course.
I put lucky socks on. Bryn called me, put my lucky socks on. A new pair of lucky socks. So we'll watch them and we'll wash them ready for West Texas next weekend.
Good luck for that one. I won't be here, unfortunately.
Well, I got your passport, so you're staying another week, so I appreciate it.
I'm happy to do so. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, pal. Bye-bye.
That sounds good. Maybe I'll be around after all.
Maybe.
Mind you, I'll need 2 days to recover from this commentary, to be honest with you. So good to hear from Tony Marola there. And now we're going to hear from one of our star men as well. As well, I said in commentary, he had to get the MVP,
He had to, yes. It's the brace tonight.
So there we go. We have...
What's up, fellas?
Andreas is down there. The old guy's down there. We had a great conversation during the training session on Thursday evening. 2 goals. You have to get the MVP tonight, don't you, Andreas?
No. I'd say that the entire team has put in a brilliant effort, right? So I think everyone deserves that. Today, I just happened to be in the right spot at the right time a couple of times, so lucky. But it's an overall brilliant effort, so I'd say the entire team is the MVP here, and then we'll call it a day, yeah.
Very, very fair and very magnanimous. You've had it's been a difficult night in some ways, hasn't it? Because you've seen one of your teammates, it looked like it was a serious injury at one point, and you were involved in talking to him and making sure that everything was okay there.
Yeah, we're just checking up on him. I think he's okay. The last I know is that he actually checked himself out of the ambulance, so his parents took him to the hospital, and he should be fine. I think it's just precautionary. Luckily, right, obviously I hope that he's okay. We'll find out tomorrow, but I think we've finished out well, right, especially after, what was it, 10-15 minute break. Coming back and then staying sharp is not the easiest thing, and I think overall today it's been night and day to what it's been the other few times that we've played. So I'm absolutely proud of the boys. Very, very good effort. And
the playoff push is the aim, isn't it? And that remains a possibility.
That is the aim, right? That's what we set out in the beginning of the season. I'm glad we're still tracking to it. We have 5 matches to go, I believe, where we can collect nice points to make the playoff run. I hope we'll do it, and I'm actually convinced that if we perform like we've done today, there is no doubt that we'll make it.
Really good performance. Well done on the 2 goals, and congratulations on the victory. Thanks for your time, Andreas.
Cheers. Thank you. Thanks for being. Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it.
Good deal. See ya.
See you again, hopefully. Yeah. So there you go. Some happy Vaqueros players, and that's really good news that we've had Andreas share with us there. That Ryland checked himself out the ambulance. He's had a precautionary checkup, and everything appears to be okay. So we have the happy ending to this evening.
We sure do. We sure do. That's one of the most important things next to the 3 points. But Ryland's health and safety is that's awesome. That's awesome to hear.
So there you go, everybody. It's been a long night, but ultimately it's been a successful night. I've really enjoyed my time here in Fort Worth, and I must pay massive thanks to all the team who've helped me out with this one this evening. So from John and from Matt and Megan down on the touchline, who's been an absolute star, and Cooper's helped us out up here as well. I bid you all a fond farewell and hope to return one day to see the Vaqueros win another game by 4-1. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Thanks very much for being involved. Thanks very much for joining us, and good luck for the rest of the season. Full-time scoreline here. It's finished. Fort Worth Vaqueros 4, CF10 Houston 1. Good night.
And beat the rest of Smith.